Both in the Worlds in Boston, Isabella Tobias and Ilya Tkachenko from Israel. Music from the Nutcracker.
Probably the best twizzle sequence that I've seen Isabella in particular perform. The same rotational lift that they used in the short dance, and the technical panel only awarded at level 3 there. We'll see what they give it today.
Isabella Tobias, Ilya Tkachenko from Israel. Well, they certainly went for drama, didn't they? The full Monty that was, and what a contrast to Can't Feel My Face, which was the short program routine. I mean, they go the whole width of the spectrum.
You're right, I don't think we could be any more diametrically opposite from their short dance style, and I find it really, really interesting. It's obvious a choice that Igor Spielman and the coaching team have made to utilise Isabella's experience as a trained ballet dancer, and it obviously suits her so well. And I commented after the Skate America event that it's brilliant in many respects because it showcases what she's so wonderful at, but perhaps it highlights the fact that he's not politically trained and they're not stylistically the same. And I still feel that same way, having seen it again here. So I absolutely adore watching. They're a great couple, and I so appreciate her really beautiful line across the ice. But for me, it's the program for her, but not for Ilya.
Well, they did really well to get within a mark of Gilles and Poirier in the short program, but I don't think they're going to get within a mark of them in the free.
Yes, and Isabella's experience as a ballet dancer obviously serves her so well in regards to the likes of her posture and her leg extension, which have such similarity between the ballet world and the skating world, but the medium is different insofar as the depth of the knee that the skater requires, and the use of their blade is a totally different context to something that a ballet dancer doesn't need to use. And it's not to say that Ilya isn't the stronger skater, because I'm remarking on how this serves her so well because of her line, but Ilya is certainly a very strong skater, and his command of the blade is probably better than Isabella's. They're just very different skaters. And it'll be interesting to see how the judges embrace it. For me, the speed, not in the same league. The ice coverage, not as much as Piper and Paul. But they'll know that, they'll be fully aware of that, and that's what they'll be working on at home alongside their training mates, Chalk and Bates.
Well, they're aiming for 107.08, which is way clear of their best ever, which is just under 100.
And, you know, kudos to the coaching team. They are also in charge of the Ukrainians, who we saw earlier, and that was, again, a very different approach to this free dance. Must be interesting to spectate a training session there with so many different musical choices and styles.
Yeah, and egos.
Oh yes, I'm sure, yeah, good point. They say that they all got on very well, but I'm sure they all fight tooth and nail for the attention of the coaches.
Spielman alongside his partner, Adrian Lender.
And she, I mean, this demonstrates the international nature of our sport. She's represented Georgia, she's represented Lithuania, and now she's representing Israel. And in essence, she's American.
Yes, born in New York City.
Tobias, Tkachenko.
Isabella et Ilya ont obtenu un total de
95.16.
pour le programme libre et de
Second,
158 points.
so they're not going to drop, but way under the marks for Gilles and Poirier. I think that's fair enough.
Their total score is
So second overall, it's